Welcome back to another episode of the Public Safety Special Broadcast brought to you by Public Safety Communications Division 18 here in the Public Safety Hypersecure Media Bunker. I am, of course, your host, Secret Doves, joined today by two guests. We will go around and introduce ourselves, give your name, age, and devil contract. I am Secret Doves, as I said. Age 33. You love to see it. And, of course, my contract is with the War Devil, Chihiro. Go ahead.
I am Chihiro, age 25, and my contract, finally, a stable one for once, is with the Hater Devil. I am Yoshida's biggest hater.
You're. Oh my god. We already had our most disliked episode last. With the CSM hate video. People, surprisingly, our audience of Chainsaw Man fans did not like our hater CSM hate episode.
I bring a hater energy into the mix that some people just don't like.
We're gonna work with that. That'll be good. All right, and to your returning guest, last but not least, a new guest I wanted to have for a long time. Finally got a microphone. Spaghetti. Introduce yourself.
Thank you. I'm Spaghetti. I'm 17, and my debut contract is with the what was it? Bacteria Devil. Thank you so much.
There we go. We are in. We're doing it. Ooh. This week, oh my god. I just remember the I thought about the chapter again. I'm geeking again. This week, we're talking about one of my favorite chapters of Chainsaw Man, the whole series thus far. Really nice. Really nice chapter. Chapter 148, Room 606, Sword. Man, Lynn blew the Twitter timeline up with the title announcement again. He keeps doing it, dude. That was awesome. That was so sick.
It is probably like top 5 like chapters in part 2 at least right now. Like with how dense it sort of is.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. He's really packing it in this last stretch. It has been a lot of really good chapters over the past couple months.
Yes.
Yeah, unfucking doubtably. Jesus Christ.
I honestly, a few weeks ago, I think people were doing that too much. Like, no, the feeling between how people were reacting to that chapter to, well, the one before that, it was very.
Yeah,
Like,
people were getting real doom posty with it. Like, oh no, part 2 fell off when like the very last chapter was Chainsaw Man War, one of the arguably the
yeah,
best
I was.
chapters of the whole part thus far. It's like, guys, it's been one chapter. What the fuck is going on? You all are losing your damn minds.
Yeah, and like it was even terrible to say. It was just an action chapter. Like we even had this the inspired one.
Yeah, it was
Like,
just a little action chapter, move the characters around a little bit, introduce a little more lore. Short,
yeah,
quick, move the story along.
Hey,
It's fine.
last chapter gave us Fujimoto's first like lazily bald character. Like
Oh yeah,
Brody just
fucking just a total dumbass. Let's just get into chapter 148. Speaking of which, let's just start at the beginning
Yeah.
and go through. We pick up right where we left off, which is how chapters work, basically, as I have come to discover in my many, many weeks trying to predict what the fuck is going to be in the next chapter, more or less, unless the uh, cliffhanger at the end is very, very open ended. If it's just like, you know, some characters being somewhere and something going on, next chapter is going to be right there,
Yeah.
which is where we are. The people yelling at Denji, these losers. What did y'all think of this little section? Like the people mad at him.
Um, I like someone pointing out the difference in lighting, where the people that are accusing him were like had their faces not covered up, but like they were like a darker shade than
Yes.
like Guangxi, Fumiko, Denji, and Nayuta, and I really liked the symbolism of that.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is. The lighting has been on point in this last section of since Kumbaya with the setting sun, and the lighting was
Yep.
really, played up for the sunset scene. Um, the lighting work continues in this one. We're nighttime. There's the big bonfire back there. Looks really good. Nice symbolism. I think it was Sun, the Japanese fan who mentioned it first. I picked it up, but a few people had talked about it. It's really nice. Uh,
Something. Continue, continue.
Please go ahead. I was just saying.
No, no, you were the first one talking. Continue.
No, I was not. Go ahead. Go ahead. Something. What you got?
Well, something that got a lot of attention from me is that they saw public safety agents turning into Jameson zombies. That's the name we're gonna call them.
Yeah.
And the implications of that.
I mean, public safety is so fucking cooked in Parthy. What the fuck is going on with them, dude?
I mean, to be fair, like ever since the beginning, it's just that in the beginning they gave everything to Denji, so it seemed like they were good. But like in the third chapter, I remember they say there is only 1,000 devil hunters in all of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Considering stuff fake, it's, o sea, like it's probably much less in public safety, considering majority is private devil hunters, according
Right.
to some lore.
Right. Mostly gonna be civilians. And I mean, like, I mean, we all saw in part one that they were like completely reliant on Makima, right? Like, she did everything.
Yeah.
Like, all their dudes were just her pawns. Like, they didn't do anything. And then there were like, you know, uh, Kishibe tried to round up an anti-Makima squad of public safety people, and it was like four dudes. He got like a fucking alt alt rock band together. And that's about it.
um,
So,
I I'm
okay,
interested in like what the actual organization of the like public safety is right now, because
I am too.
it's just been a poor showing overall.
Yeah, there's
I
this.
mean,
Oh, good.
I mean, like 2 chapters ago, they were well organized, but like they didn't take into account things that they contradict, like the word change from something.
Yeah.
I wonder if they even know if it's related to all of this. Well, until they thought that.
Oh yeah, they know about Fami. I mean, they should because of Yoshida, right? Yoshida knows about Fami. Presumably they do, but and now if Fumiko ever gets to tell anybody, like ever does anything, ever does her job at all.
I
She should be able
I
to tell
think
everybody.
I think the role of bodyguard is like a spook role. Like it's like she
Yeah, it's spiritual.
she's so terrible at her job. Like even at the beginning, like 20 dudes came in and Denji just took care of it himself.
It was,
Like no powers and nothing. Like he just beat the shit out of them. She was never going to do that job.
I mean, there was the implication with the speed move that Denji does have that, same as Quanxi, like the low grade strength buffs in human form.
There.
So
Ugh.
he's
Yeah,
he's not shabby, but still, it's like Fumiko, what do you do? What do you even do? What does she?
like to be honest, at some points I even thought that she was actually trying to sabotage Denji itself on public safety. The
Yeah,
whole, like how she still up the wall camera in the bathroom thing, and how she lets Denji be, well, uh, quotations beaten up by a bunch of people with bats. Like, I don't think she's that dumb.
yeah. I still kind of think she might be sabotaging him. Like there was that like we're talking about the organization of public safety. There's that guy, it's Mr. Soul Patch. It's not technically Soul Patch, Mr. Goatee, who called out the orders on the radio about capturing War Devil. Wow. Uh, uh, he was talking about how he was hoping that the order would turn Denji into a weapon. So, we know there's a faction within public safety that is in power, apparently, that like they don't want this kid around. Like they want him out. They want him packed up, done for. They want him to get cooked. So, I would not be shocked if Fumiko, you know, Fumiko is not on Team Yoshida. Fumiko's not a Kishibe plant. You know, she's a PS jobber, all of whom have been absolute clowns in this context. Speaking of which,
Hey
this
man,
this
clowns are a respectable profession.
this is actually true. That's actually a true friend of the show, friend of mine. His father's a clown, and his dad's a really cool guy. I've met him. He's nice. It does sound like a fun job. Uh, okay, Mr. Bald Head Design. He doesn't know that Denji's Chainsaw Man? What?
um, that's
um,
part of the reason why I want to know the organization because
What's going on?
I feel like that would be step one.
well, honestly, I thought that makes a lot of sense because, like, if they were to be telling every single Devil Hunter in public safety that this kid right there is Chainsaw Man, that will become public very quickly. Like,
Yeah,
in fact, I think the reason why Yoshida and Fumiko were the ones choosing for the jobs they were putting is because, well, they did the guy that knew from beforehand that Denji is Chainsaw Man.
yeah.
At least that's my theory.
They weren't exactly keeping it like secret within public safety in part one. Like he would, they would be like, "Hey Denji, here's some more public safety guys. Hey guys, this is Chainsaw Man." They were like, "You hang out with Denji," and then he just turned into Chain. There was no like, "Oh Denji, don't keep your power
Well,
secret." They were just like, "Yeah, they'll find out, whatever."
so the fact that every one of these guys are dead, so.
That's true. That's probably true. They lost a lot of people. A lot of people went down in part one.
Besides Kogeni and Kishibe.
Yeah, I wonder how many they have left. These are all things I would like to know that I imagine we probably will never ever know. We will just be speculating till the end, like we
Yeah.
always are with this stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter that much. We get the fucking idea.
Oh yeah, it's
This is a
just
disaster, dude. Like public safety is a complete. It's a total mess. No one knows what the fuck is going on. They got people turning into monsters.
all right, dude. I think it even said, yeah, some public safety agents fucking turned, and it's like, wait, they were part of the
Oh
cult, like
my god.
they made the contract.
This is a classic Japanese government, dude. Just like completely infiltrated by right wing cults. Classic, dude. You know, where's our guy with the doohickey? I mean, I guess that was Katana Man. That was Katana Man's job. One thing
Uh,
that Sufferance, notable Chainsaw Man YouTuber, Chainsaw Man JJ,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, Sufferance. I love it. I always love his commentary. He made an interesting comment that this guy who pointed out Denji, he was not, he didn't know he didn't know Denji at all. He wasn't like, oh, I've seen that guy doing Chainsaw Man stuff. He was just pointing at any teenager. You know what I mean? He was just like, you got the vibe, kid. Because we know that the church is mostly teens. So this is becoming
mhm.
like a generational war.
Most Chainsaw Man fans,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something that I like to point out is that in the beginning of part two, you can see that it's mostly young people that are Chainsaw Man fans.
yes.
Uh, I mean, try to make a comparison, and it's mostly all people that hate him.
It's
It's
just like real
nice
life, dude.
how consistent is Fujimoto with those things ever since the beginning.
Yeah. There's some older people who like Chainsaw Man, but the teens, he's popular with the kids. You know, he's a Zoomer meme. I guess these would be millennials. These are my people, technically.
Um,
This would be me and my friends on the playground doing talking about Chainsaw Man.
oh, just the new chains. Nah, I think it does make sense, right? Because the older you are, I guess, the more like more older people tend to cling to order, and there's a kind of order that the public safety brings. Well, I mean, the facade of
Yeah,
order
yeah,
that they bring, that a lot more people are comfortable with
yeah.
than the
I mean,
this.
but
I don't like it's chaos, yes, but it's kind of liberating chaos with Chainsaw Man. That's a lot more
yeah,
appealing to the
yeah.
youth,
I
right?
mean, the church is an explicit youth movement,
Yeah.
right? They don't let adults in, although not that's just usual cult stuff to keep the
Yeah.
authorities away. Um, but they're just profiling Denji based off him being like a teen and a kind of punk-looking guy, and apparently, like this public safety dumbass, this bald guy, he just goes with it. He's just like, oh yeah, all these civilians are yelling at each other. Let me just what cop brain, dude. Oh wait. Oh my god. No, this is thumb phrenology. Holy shit. This is real cop brain thumb phrenology. He's a bald cop, and he's just the most fascist brain guy. Of course, dude. Of course. This is real shit right here. Oh my god.
It just
Fujimoto
pulls out
knows.
the gun immediately.
Yeah. Instantly escalates the situation to a gun. And it's like, what are you anyway? Fucking cops, dude.
And
Yeah, anyway. Which leads us to, oh man, a real disaster moment for the fandom. Quanxi uh, saving Denji,
Fumiko.
Maeda, and Fumiko, most of all. And as they're running away, we get Fumiko's look of concern as they run away. Let's discuss. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this.
I mean,
Quan Fumi, are we doing it? Is this happening? Is this are we is this it?
I said this before, but have you ever just had a wonderful lesbian polycule and then
Well
you
no.
lose all your girls to just a deranged fucking chick who lacks so much love in her life that she has to take it away from everybody else, and even then she still doesn't find happiness, and then you come back to life and you can't find your girls, and you're in like a group of like a man club, and then there's Kishibe right there, and you know you're never gonna hit with Kishibe, he's a man, and then you see this one chick, and it's like, yeah, she's kind of a weirdo, but like you have a history with weirdos, you know? It just kind of comes together, and it's not like a moral decision, man. Sometimes
Sometimes
sometimes you
I
just want
mean,
someone to bite.
I can't say
I
That's
mean,
all I'm gonna say.
to
to
answer
be
your
honest, like,
I have not experienced that, no. That has never happened to me.
I mean, to be honest, like, Fumiko is also, well, like, we will Quanxi knows that Fumiko is um, trying to, well, touching Naja's middle part
Yeah.
without the permission, and like, she should well not that. For her, Fumiko she's a cute lady, and she's into good ladies, like, don't blame her for that, like.
Yeah, we've seen Fumiko as her absolute weirdest because she has this like gross obsession with Denji, Chainsaw Man, this deranged stalker fan thing going on. But with Quanxi, she's been chill. She's kept it low key. I don't honestly, I don't know about all that. Maybe I I do think there's another way to read it. You don't have to go. You can turn your ship brain off for a second, just for a minute. Which I know Chainsaw Man fans hate doing that. We love I feel like everyone who gets into the Chainsaw Man fandom becomes a shipper, no matter where they come from. It's like you can't fight
Speaking of,
the energy.
I mean,
one of my best friends just hit me up recently, and they showed me a picture. You would not believe. They had a whole Yoshi Den like art book. Like a whole, like, I'm like, where did you even find this? Like, I've literally,
That's not
like,
that's not
where you weren't in any cons recently. How did you even come
oh
about
oh
this?
they didn't they just got one. Okay. Yeah, you find them online. There's not that hard to get. I'm sure there's many Yoshiden art books up on the
I
different
mean,
places.
like, something I've noticed of, well, in general, fans of Boys Love is that despite not being that much like one will think, they're just extremely dedicated.
Yes,
Like,
Oh yeah.
extremely.
they're putting that shit out, dude. They're committed. This is a mission, dude. They've got that shit.
They
And I read,
they will feed each other, and
Yes.
there is such strength in that togetherness.
Yep. It's a tight community. They do what they got to do. But
I
like I
I
was
I
saying,
respect
need
that.
to do that
with
for then Rize.
Fumiko completely incompetent at her job, right?
Mm-hmm.
But up until this point, up until when Denji got cut out of the picture, right? Public safety cut Denji off. Basically, public safety didn't have to do shit. They were like, there's a joke. You know what I mean? Like, Denji kills all the devils, right? He's so good. He's Chainsaw Man. He's really good at it. He fights all the
I mean,
strongest devils and beats them. So like, public safety can just like run around and be like, no, 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 we're the serious guys, but they're not fighting. Like they run into the falling devil situation and just get rocked instantly. Accomplish nothing. worthless, useless. So if Denji hadn't been there, the whole city would have just been like gone.
Oh, not even just Denji. They got their ass saved by an 11-year-old. Like,
You know, they got nothing on. Yeah, Makima had to come in again. Makima had to come back from beyond the grave and like fucking fix their shit again. So, it's like they do nothing. And up until this time period where Denji is gone, they've just like it didn't matter. So like everyone could just be total clown ass losers. They could hire the weirdest freaks off the street and it didn't matter. They didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to fight anybody. And then the church was fighting devils too. So they've got this like army of civilian devil hunters doing shit for them anyway as volunteers.
I mean,
Go.
like when you think about it, like if they have let Denji run around like he used to, like most things won't have happened. He was still went to the church, seeing parent threats and everything, but this time since he's no power, he will actually act, and
Yeah.
it will have gone down way easy for everyone. But like no,
No. Yeah. They're being such dumbasses overall. We can all agree. And now, something serious is happening, and there's no Chainsaw Man to like deal with it. And they don't want the church people who have been dealing with devils to do it, right? So they were like, they are one by one cutting out all the like actual organizations that have actually been doing the job that they're supposed to do. And then when they get around to try and do the job, they don't do shit. They suck. They're useless, which is happening again. But Fumiko is like one of the useless people that they hired, who has just been like running around doing nothing. And now, for the first time, Fumiko is looking at like her senpai, Quanxi senpai, regardless of if they're dating or not. Obviously, Quanxi's like a super badass that everybody thinks is awesome, right? There's no way you're gonna be a Quanxi hater. So she's looking at her cool
well,
senpai and
there's
being like,
there's
"Oh
a
shit,
way,
oh,
there is a way, yeah.
there's a way to be a Quanxi hater." I don't want to know about it. Don't fucking talk about that shit.
Like an obvious one, like
Yaoi Devil.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, well, we don't need to bring that. We don't need to bring those fault lines, those battle lines to our broadcast. This is a demilitarized zone in the Yaoi Yuri war. Yeah, this is the
Sorry.
like you guys have seen the screenshot of Reddit at an old Reddit of a guy complaining about the orgy and how
Oh
Shonen
yeah.
Jam don't you guys have seen it, right?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
I mean,
I was the one that found that. I was scrolling to old Reddit threads and it was so hilarious.
yeah, it's it becomes a real mess. If you want to do it in the comments, get that interaction up, but we're not gonna do it on the show.
Let's start wars. Why not?
You know what?
Why not? Let's start wars.
We already had our most disliked episode. Let's just keep the dislikes going up, and we'll just keep the dislikes getting higher and higher on the fucking every episode. Yes, dude, pump those numbers up. But like I was saying, Fumiko is now faced with her incompetence, like leading to something really bad. Like, Quanchi's getting shot, and she's facing down a horde of like normal people. So like, Quanchi can't just like chop them all up. Like these aren't monsters. So who knows what's gonna happen to Quanchi?
I was thinking about that. Like so far, public safety strongest uh, strength along is Quanxi, and
Yes.
the church side or Yoru just now suppress her. and with her with that injury in her arm, that she can easily fix, but like I don't know. I think she's gonna face Asa at some point.
I
I
mean,
think she was left out.
Quanxi will be fine. Like, she's
Yeah, she was.
even
Yeah.
if she gets fucking like blasted and stomped, like, I mean, that's obviously not something she would like, but she got completely obliterated at the end of part one, and now she's here. So
4 times.
yeah, she got obliterated a lot of times. So she'll be all right. The hybrids will all be okay eventually, but obviously, again, like I said,
Um,
Fumiko is now faced with her incompetence leading to actually bad things, and she's like, ah, shit, this is for real. I'm not actually fucking around. Like, oh shit. I think there is a read on this where it's not, doesn't have to be Yuri Devil involved here.
Oh yeah. But Yuri Devil just
I mean, it's
it's
powerful
it's it's
devil.
fun. It's a fun little thing. It's not serious.
It's a powerful thing. I fucking hope it's not serious, dude. This would be a fucking disaster for the discourse. I don't know what the fuck I was logging off for that week. Jesus Christ. Uh,
I wonder.
oh,
Um, like I imagine that she has a contract. Like she must have. I wonder if the reason she didn't use it is because of high cost, like Akis, for example.
yeah. I mean, it could be that. It could be like the ultimate price. You know what I mean?
Then
She she could
I
have
do,
the real deal
I,
contract.
I do feel like she's a short-term character, like Yuko, for example. I feel like she's there to provide a, a perspective, a perspective that will be explored further later, but in
Yeah.
a mass,
Yes.
because she knows Denji is Chainsaw Man and everything, and still thinks him like a fanatic, a creepy one at that.
Right.
And we know Denji has to eventually reverse his identity.
Yeah, she provides a perspective for Denji to play off of, which we need. Okay, this chapter was good, but it did not provide one thing that everyone is still waiting for, which is like, Denji, what do you, what's going on with you, dude? Like, your life is falling apart. Are you okay, bro? But it's chaos right now. He doesn't really have time to consider necessarily. Speaking of chaos, let's move to the back 60% of this chapter. Oh my god. Let's get away from this dingy fucking loser finally and get back to the good protagonist of part two, Asami Tanka. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. I mean, you know, this is Fujimoto cinema. This was fucking so sick. 606 sword.
The blood drop transition back to where we stopped was like, okay, Asa gets her arm cut off, and like we immediately switch to Denji, right? And then Fujimoto's like, "Hey, here is a bunch of context for what I'm about to drop," right? And so that's the past couple chapters, and then we just pick up right where we left up, and it's like he goes for the next one just to not finish her off, but immobilize her so she's not dangerous. Because to him, her power has been if I touch something, I can turn it into a weapon, right?
Yeah, they know something about her powers. I wonder if he got that info from Fami or something like that.
Maybe Naruto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
maybe
I think he was mainly trying to disarm her, like literally,
right.
and because public safety has been able to fix like pretty bad wounds in the past. So I'm guessing his like mindset is like, oh, I can do this without like hurting her too much, and you know, just
Right.
bring her in instead of killing her. I don't think Yoshida wants like any of them dead. Really.
Well, I mean, yeah, the order was to capture her, right? They clearly have.
Yeah.
And also, like,
um,
like how easy is it to kill one of these horse sisters? Like, probably not that easy, right? It's definitely not easy
Yeah.
for Bakima. Devils don't go down easy regardless, and they're pretty powerful. So, a little more powerful than you thought, Yoshida. Like this is to go because this is Yoru, of course. My power scaling brain is completely activated. But this is pretty crazy because, like, has there been a devil that doesn't get chopped by public safety swords before? I don't think so.
I mean, if I remember correctly, the order for the Eternity Duel was to capture it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. This is this is kind of unprecedented power level for for a devil.
And it all makes sense that we got the context for like the immediate power spike.
Yes.
I mean, and honestly, I have thought about this, like, how to say it. Uh, what really is the best fear to power up? Because it covers so many things that one fears, and each is very strong. Your the fear to losing your family, your home, everything you know, your the guy on the store, everything.
Yes.
It's not only that; it's the death of others, of everything. It's I've been saying that it probably can be stronger than death itself.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is uh War Devil power is to turn things you own into weapons. This is everything, every personal possession of Asamitaka's is in this weapon. So this thing is nuts. The sword is crazy. Yoru himself is powered up. This is nuts. I mean, let me just say about the art and paneling of this chapter. It was wild. This is uh Fujimoto commented that he reread Dragon Ball. He did one of the Dragon Ball Super anniversary covers
Oh.
that everyone was making fun of because it looks pretty fucking. It looks so ridiculous. Like Goku and Bulma drawn in Fujimoto style just looks absolutely absurd.
I mean,
They do not look like that.
to be honest, like drawing Dragon Ball characters in any style and Instagram, they start looking very weird. Like,
Yeah. Uh, Gege did okay, but he was also drawing like the villains who are more sort of like monstery. So he was more so just doing like monster design. Toriyama people, Toriyama like human. I guess they're not technically humans, whatever. But like human character design is very. I mean, it's very gag manga, right? Like it's kind of goofy. So to see it drawn in Fujimoto's like pseudo realism, it was very funny. It's a very funny character. I
That is
definitely.
not Goku. What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
I just saw it. That is not Goku.
I'm like, and you're like, oh, that's Bulma, I guess. Like,
At least Bulma looks kind of Bulma adjacent. Goku looks like Joseph. What
yeah,
the fuck?
that does not look like Goku, dude. He is not right. But regardless, it's a very good Fujimoto illustration. It just is not. It don't look
Oh
like
yeah, it's wonderful. It's just
they don't look
you
like
know.
that. But whatever. Who cares? He doesn't draw a Dragon Ball. It's fine.
uh,
But he did say
well,
that he reread Dragon Ball this, and you can tell because this whole action sequence is this is Toriyama paneling right here. This is how you fucking do it, Toriyama style with the action.
I I want to learn how Fujimoto divides his time because how do he can watch movies, read long mangas like that while doing while Chainsaw Man. It amazes me, right?
I mean,
um,
he just does not go out. I mean, he's always talking about how he eats at 7-Eleven, dude. Like, I don't, this dude does not go. This guy doesn't go anywhere.
it's not just that, but like as an artist, you kind of, in my opinion, like have to consume and like
Yeah,
fuck, this is a word I'm looking for. And just like interpret other people's art through your own eyes, right? And
yes,
so you can't do that if you're only kind of reading your stuff. So you
yeah,
have to you have to look outside. So it makes sense that he's like engaging with other media while he's also working on his own. It just kind of all like it puts together. It's like when I'm looking into like JJK and I'm like, wait, this is from Bleach. Wait, this is from Dragon Ball. It's like, oh,
yeah.
look at all this inspiration all over.
And it did. We did talk about this a little bit on the last episode we were hating, but or no, 2 episodes ago, when we were talking about the art issues. But assistants do a lot of stuff on manga that people don't really realize. You know, like on the Yoru page, I imagine all of that very nice ink tone work, shading the octopus, that like screen tone there, that was all done by assistants, and the really nice detailed background there, that's all assistant work. The floor, the ceiling, maybe even the sword, since it's inanimate. And Fujimoto doesn't doesn't really
I
like to
don't.
do the inanimate stuff that much. He likes to draw the characters and like the guts and things, but the I think the the scenery and the inanimate work he leaves to other people more so.
Uh, I don't know. I feel like this work is a lot like Fujimoto style. How to say it? Like the inside covers,
No.
the inside covers of the balloons.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the work gives feels like that. How to say it? I don't
Mm.
know how to explain it.
The
Like
the shading, yeah.
uh also the lack of texture on their legs too.
Yes, yes. There is like what would I say? That's true, but if you're like working under someone as an assistant, you'll pick it up. You know what I mean? I think the
Oh yeah.
one of the
Ah, yeah,
assistants
true.
who works on the who well actually no one of the assistants who works on CSM did fan art of Yoru holding the sword, and they drew the sword perfectly, and I was like, I bet they drew this.
That
Like,
that's the guy.
I bet they just drew the sword. Like, that's the person who drew the sword. Uh, Probably, yeah, because it was. I mean, it had even more detail, and you got to see more of the design up close of the sword. So, and you could definitely tell they learned their Fujimoto line shading in there. They know what they're doing. And we get
Um,
Happy Yoru. I mean, this is the best week ever. This is the best week of my entire life. This is an important day in the history of my life. God, it's so sick. You know,
uh,
oh, go ahead.
uh, I think we talked about this in the Twitter chat, but like I find very interesting how the hybrids and they were like falling, the weapon constantly stay in model compared to the regular characters. And
Hmm.
it makes me wonder if Fujimoto does make models and draws over time to make stuff like that. especially because a certain panel in part one that really looked very 3D. How to say it for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what would I say? He's changed the art style. He's working on a style, I think. So we all know like the super duper detailed, crazy style that he brought out in the one shots, Goodbye Eri and Look Back. But that takes forever. And he had it at the beginning of part two, and everyone had it in their mind that
Yeah,
like this is how part two is gonna look, which is insane to think like that's not happening. For, um, I mean, you could do that for
A
something
one
with
shot, right?
I mean, yeah, you could do it if you had a release schedule like Real or Vagabond or something. But even Ishida, who's doing Chojin X, like, he has the pages that look crazy, but there's still plenty of
Oh,
pages in a Chojin X chapter that are not that detailed, like that are just, low detail. You have the low
but
detail
also
models to move the
Ishida
story around.
has also been working like a lot longer than Fujimoto, and you
That's
can
true.
see Ishida's style evolution
Right.
right from when he fucking started, and like to a
Yeah.
point where it gets really difficult. I don't even know how he gets. Well, I know he has a bunch of assistants because I think one of my friends
He does.
actually got in
Every,
contact with one of them
every
to help
single,
him with painting. Right?
every single, every single professional manga has a whole team of assistants on every chapter. There's no, I mean,
But
if
holy
if
fuck, how do
he
you even
if you had a
like
adapt
yeah,
Ishida's style? What the fuck?
well, okay. The thing, I mean,
yeah, like
artists know that there's a lot of work in art. Like, there's the creative side of like coming up with what it is and like sketching it out and drafting it up. But then there's a lot of stuff that's just like time you have to spend doing shit, right? Like on the Yoru
Oh yeah,
page, like Fujimoto sketches out all the stuff, but the then you gotta lay down the ink, you gotta do the screen tones, you gotta put all the lines, you gotta add in the background, you gotta work out the perspective of the background. You got to do all the little lines for the shading. You have to put the black ink in. You got to put the lighter black ink in. All sorts of stuff that's just like, do this. It's just like, it's not like you don't have to think of it now. You just have to be good enough at art to like do the thing with your hand and spend, the fucking 2 hours doing it that someone has to do. And that's what assistant work is mostly like, where you'll learn a lot of technical stuff because you're seeing like a pro's approach, but you want to like maybe you'll get to like
is
come
that
up with a background character's face a couple times as like a little fun thing, but you're just be doing the grind work of art.
yeah?
like
That makes a lot more sense.
like
That was
honestly, my only complaint about the recent art that's honestly something that is a bit jarring to me is that the characters don't feel integrated or like don't feel out of place in some of the panels with compared to the detail of the background. For example,
Mm,
in the last panel of the last chapter, like how to say it, Yoru don't compared to how detailed is the background and everything with the fire, she feels a
yeah,
bit
the compositing, as they call it.
yeah.
The compositing is a little weird. That has been the case with all of the fire panels because he's doing the fire, dude. Like this is Fujimoto Fire Punch Fire. Uh, he is doing it. He does not give a fuck. This is very recognizable him, and I don't think this is something you couldn't really get an assistant to do, right? That kind of like very personal line shading style for the fire. But yeah, it's not quite composited in there. This is though, I will say, this is something Jake Jones has commented before. This has actually always been the Chainsaw Man style of comic, is that you have these sort of simplified, you know, manga comic looking characters. Like there's tons of panels in part one where I mean the public safety suits were such a fucking blessing to Fujimoto because it's just black rectangles. It's all black suit. So it would just be like black rectangles and the characters' heads with their silhouettes, and that was it. And then, you know, the crazy Fujimoto type background buildings behind them. There's a lot of that. Um, it's kind of like part two came around and he was bringing that one shot style to the art. And then over the course of part two, he's been trying to like find his middle way with his artwork where he can actually put it out on like a quicker schedule, but still have the details that he wants in there, like still make it look kind of like that style somehow. Uh, it you know there are times it works better than others. He's still definitely developing it. So I mean, I think this chapter overall it looked definitely better than 147 with how it played out, and pretty nice overall. We haven't even talked about the fucking Yoru versus Yoshida fight, which we don't have to talk very long about because it didn't last very long. Oh, Yoshida.
I
I mean,
like
this poor kid, dude.
I like that he's learning.
I mean, he's a good
I like
actor.
character growth.
I mean, he's never
Huh?
really been, uh, I guess he did kind of like go crazy against Quanxi. Like he was like, let me just take on Quanxi. Back in the day.
Yeah, like I was think I just talk about that, like the way he presents overconfident once Quanxi trying to fight against her again, like he's gonna get his ass kicked. And how
Mhm.
he proceeds to see later that he is like a terrorist devil hunter or underestimating himself.
Right.
Like the victim really did humble him.
Yeah. And then Kishibe says like Yoshida's better than him. So Yoshida's good. He's a good devil hunter for a human. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't know.
human devil
I feel
hunters
like
do
he,
not. They don't.
I like Yoshi is pretty strong and scared, but like I feel like he lacks in the range and craziness that's
Yes.
needed for a
Is
devil hunter.
Yoshida insane enough to be a truly great devil hunter? That is the question. I don't know. I feel like he wants
See,
to be in a way. There's a way in which Yoshida, like, doesn't want to be normal. It's like he wants to be okay. So this is gonna piss off all the Yoshi Den people, but roll with me here. I'm ruining another ship right now. I ruined
you
Quan.
are a rocket launcher
Yeah,
shooting straight at fucking boats in the ocean right now,
I
buddy.
ruined the Yuri. I ruined Quan Fumi Yuri, which honestly I'm saving the Yuri Nation in that one. Y'all need to get those. Y'all need to get your minds right. You know, I know you're I know you're all sad that Yuko's gone, but like you can't. This is just, you know, please. Not you don't have to go to this level, okay? Um but like okay, my thing on Yoshida, right, is like his relationship with Kishibe. Obviously one, that's his fucking dad. Uh
Yeah,
and like
Of
there's
no,
course.
yeah, this is not okay. Yes, that's his fucking dad. And Kishibe
like
is like
Yoshida, they,
Go ahead.
Huh?
Oh
Huh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh.
Are you gonna tell? Or I don't know.
Okay. I'll just keep going. Uh.
This
Yoshida.
is this is what we call a Canadian standoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yoshida
so uh,
being Kishibe's son, he like wants to be, he's like chasing after his absent father's shadow, right? So Yoshida wants to be like a good devil hunter. He's got the Gone Freaks thing going on, where you know, where did my dad go? And then it turns out his dad is the number one devil hunter. So he's like, well, I gotta be a devil hunter too, just like so I can be, I can.
yeah, that explains which he was. Now continue.
Oh no, no, yeah, that's exactly like that's what he's going
Con-
for. But in part one,
uh, well,
um, no one gives it like in part one, he shows up and everybody's just paying attention to Denji. You know what I mean? Like no one gives a shit about this Yoshida kid. Uh, like who cares? It's like oh, a human devil hunter. That's nice. By the way, we all fucking love Chainsaw Man. You know, like who are you? Oh, Yoshida, very cool. Yeah, you're so cool, dude. Like, no one cares about him. So he's here trying to be the very best. You get his fucking dad's attention. His dad is paying attention to Denji. Like, what the fuck is this? I think there's a little bit of like professional resentment there between Yoshida and Denji. Where like Yoshida's kind of pissed. It's like I'm out here, I'm giving my whole life. I'm abandoning everything. I'm giving up my high school days, my fucking whole uh, you know, chance to be normal at all. I'm literally out here trying to go insane because I want to be a good devil hunter, and that's what you have to do. Like he's trying to lose his mind, but he's like fundamentally just this. I don't know. He's just like a normal emo gay dude. Like there's nothing special about this guy. He's just some guy.
Um, I I think that's for me the reason why I think that while Yoshida technically is like you would classify him as stronger than Kishibe, I don't think he's a better devil hunter. Kishibe is just fundamentally more fucking insane.
uh, I
Like,
mean, I mean, Kishibe in the volume descriptions is still called the best devil hunter for a reason. No, you know?
yeah, like he's like Kishibe is like his
Yeah,
brain just there's
like
there's some unscrewed there,
Yeah,
and like that's what makes him.
you go back to young Kishibe, and the dude's like, I just like to kill devils. Yoshida's not out here being like, killing devils. He's just like, yeah, we gotta protect the public and we gotta maintain order. It's like, oh my god, this guy's so dead. Like, quit your job. Please get out of there, Yoshida. You're not gonna make it, dude.
Like
Like,
yeah, no, like Yoshida's like
run.
an employee.
Yes.
Kishibe is just like a crazy person that like found a job that works for him. Like that's the fundamental difference between the two of them.
Yeah. Kishibe was just out
I
here.
mean, he's literally boy different.
Yes. He
He like he began the big hunter because he broke his toys as a kid.
that
Like,
that kind of shit. Yeah, exactly.
my toys don't work for me, then I will start killing monsters every day of my life. Yeah,
Yes, he's
he was insane
uh,
a
from the
complete
beginning.
deranged guy, alcoholic. Who knows how many kids he has with random women, including Yoshida. Doesn't give a fuck about anything except for hunting devils. Like this guy is insane. And Yoshida does not have that sauce. He's good at fighting. He's trained. He's trying really hard, but that's the problem. He's trying hard. You know what I mean? You can't try hard your way to being good at this shit because you're gonna go up against the goddamn war devil who all of a sudden has a fucking broadsword made of all of her host's earthly possessions, and she's gonna fly across the fucking street out of nowhere. And like, if she hadn't fucked up, you would be, splattered into nothing. It's like,
Literal mincemeat.
yeah, it's like you got
I
real
don't.
lucky, kid. Ugh.
I mean, to be honest, I don't blame Yoshia for retrieving.
No,
Like
absolutely not. That's
he did
insane.
the
No, that's why I
perfect
said
choice.
he's learning. Like he's like,
I think he. I
he
think
sees like a fight he clearly can't win, and he's like, I bet I'm out. Like
he
Although,
he dipped in part one too. Like he went through International Assassins and he saw everything that was going on, and he's like, I'm going back to high school. I'm not fucking sticking around. See what goes down. This is. I got finals, dude. I'm out of here. Saved his ass too. He's like,
dude, something that I think hilarious to like Yoshida. You know, from me,
yeah,
like
that's that's
I made some calculations a while ago. Um, she should be on third year right now. Well, or rather, I don't know. We haven't seen her again, which
right.
means she was in high school for the entirety of part one for some reason. Like, even though her sister were basically fighting for their life.
Right. Right. Fami was just like lurking as. All right. We want to get into a whole family discussion because this episode's already
I
over an
mean,
hour.
Family was eating
Save it
bread,
for
bro.
when
What are
she
you
gets back.
talking about?
Yeah. What was she doing that whole time? Yeah, Fami and Yoshida knew each other. So they were in high school. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Interesting point. I'll keep that in mind for the Fami episode. We have that come around. And then to end the chapter, we have Yoru is just overjoyed. Finally, war is back. The War Devil is back. Yoru back. We end the chapter on Yoru standing in the flames of chaos. Turns out the light through Asa's window was not the setting sun, it was all the buildings in her block being on fire. Wow, Fujimoto, that's pretty fucking insane. You're a freak.
Man, is that this dude like? I
Yeah.
mean, you you probably won't hear a fight that loud from your home, especially since she was like
Well,
very near to it.
I think that maybe the reason that they're in their school uniform is because Asa put it on to go out and battle. There was devils and stuff going on in the street. She fights
Oh,
in her school uniform. She's gotta be in her costume for the cameras, and that's why she
Also,
put it
weren't
on.
the other kids in uniform?
Uh,
Like
uh,
from the cults?
uh,
yeah.
they
Then,
were in
but they did say it was a playing day. I think the
right.
World Chapter happens on a Sunday.
Yeah, it was only the kids that are like in the church building. They probably have them all wear their school uniforms for weird cult reasons, you know. But this has
Yeah.
also been hanging out in our school uniform. What a fucking loser, dude. Uh, so
And now she has no other clothes.
yeah, now that's the only thing she. Damn, dude, I was kind of crazy.
See,
What happened to
Like, to be fair, she took the best decision there because her house was, well, her apartment was gonna burn down anyways, just a bit after. And let's keep both put her home at to use. Now
Yeah,
she have a portable home.
that's true. She can just release it, I guess. Does that work? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it does.
Um, something else. Did she always live in room 606?
Uh,
Cause
That was not. There's no establishment of that.
Because I was
what
just
do you mean?
remembering her conversation with Yuko, and like the building, like where they lived, looked different. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I actually went back and checked that.
I
I
mean,
was trying to do a lighting analysis to see what was going on, and it was wrong. But I did go. It's the same room.
it's the same room.
It's the same room.
Yeah, it's the same room.
Yeah.
It's the same
All
room
right,
with the windows. It's actually very kind of specific.
because
Annoying. The lighting on the door.
God,
I
I
I
You,
want to
wanted
be
a
here for
hotel.
the Yuko episode.
yeah. Oh, Yuko episode.
I want
We don't need to go over that, but yeah. Spike.
I wanted a hotel dogs.
What was it?
I wanted a hotel dogs and Miawi. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, we're. I mean, that's Denji's place, which I think they're going back to. That's what they were talking about. Fumiko was like, well, "I'll send you home." I mean, if
Oh,
if they're gonna go
that's
on the
not.
run from public safety, I assume they'll go stop and get the dogs and the cat. Like they gotta get their shit. They're not like Asa, who's just like, "Fuck it, we ball." She's nuts.
Well,
and
What's wrong
she
with
took
her?
all her shit. She took all her shit to repair.
Yeah, she
and
did. Yeah,
also,
she did step into a.
like
She's
we've
got
seen
a
that
sword.
not all of public safety, yeah, not all of public safety knows about Denji's whole deal. So
Right.
like they
Apparently.
could actually stop at home with not too much hassle.
True. True.
But no, I don't know. If they don't come to the home, like, it doesn't that feel like a bad omen? How to say it?
Let
Like, the
Let's.
characters look at the home after an incident happens very big, and that usually is bad news.
It's
How
true.
to say it? It's
Don't
like
open the door.
a red
Do
flag.
not open the door.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Don't open the door, man. Speaking of which, speaking of what's coming, what we like to do here, in between chapters, what do you think we're getting on page 1 of 149? Coming soon, only a couple days left. 149, what are we looking at for the first page there? And what do you think is going to happen in the chapter? Chihiro, what are you looking at? Page 1, what's it look like?
um,
Oh, Spy, go ahead. If you're balling out of control, go for it.
uh, I'm gonna try to channel my inner Jake, and I'm trying to think of like the craziest possible fucking thing and just manifest it. Cause he just has that fucking power. I need that fucking power, dude. Um, first of all, I'm kind of worried about the arm. Like, and a part of me is like, they seem to be able to fix it, but what if the arm is part of like the room 606? Oh,
It is. It wasn't there. It's not. It wasn't lying around. You know, it was gone. They were
but
standing
it's
right on
just
top of
like,
it, and it's not there in the octopus. You don't see it in there, so I think it's. I think that might be a little bit.
so I'm
no,
like
not that.
We might just have a one-armed
thinking of like,
Asa. It's awesome.
or, and hear me out here, composite
Demon,
arm Asa, because she can just make an arm now. Like she doesn't need to like have, like she doesn't need to like touch it. She can just make things now because of like the war powers. So she could just like Fuck it. I hate. I own this Apple. Apple R.
Machine girl.
I mean,
Gucci machine girl shit. Yes.
to be fair, like an arm technically is a weapon. If
Could
she
be.
sees a chainsaw a weapon,
Fist.
then she theoretically can see an arm as a weapon. It can hurt. It a lot of times is to hurt. So yeah.
Yeah. Asa has that creativity, that Yoru lacks. It's the
Amen.
synergy of their combined powers. You can make them a cool mecha arm. Please, Fujimoto. I mean, that's such a Fujimoto
Speaking
move.
of
Like no, she's about to yeah.
oh yeah, speaking of Asa's creativity, Sentimental Drive.
That's great. What do you think? What do you think for 149? What are we seeing? Well, what's the fuck is going on? I mean, we have no one has any idea what the fuck is going on. But what is going on? What are we seeing here?
I think we're gonna open up with your no fuck. So that's a cliff. Is so there's two patterns. If it's a cliffhanger, we're gonna switch, and if it's like a normal conversation, we're gonna continue. So this looks like she's going to I think we might cut back to Denji. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Come back to Denji. Okay, you call on the switchback.
Um um well, I personally think like how to say it. I think next chapter I don't know if it's at the beginning, but probably it's gonna switch to the other two point of views that are out there. Katana Man,
Mm,
how to say Novana and Haruka. Because they
Oh,
have been missing for a very long while. We don't know anything about them. And if they're there, if they are out there, I imagine they will have their own moments.
okay, so you think we're gonna get the side cast back? Nobana, Haruka, Katana Man. I mean, Katana
oh,
Man was getting attacked. We don't know what happened to him. I don't really care what happened to him, but it was funny. But
reliving trauma
we
with
could,
all those chainsaws.
we could get that. I think so. Of
I
course, you know what I'm gonna say. We leave off on Yoru.
like, yeah, I know Katanaman is a very simple character, but like, I'm actually kind of interested on what he's gonna do with the Chainsaw Zombies because he was saying he wants he feels very bad for killing zombies
Mm,
normally, and these guys are well very conscious entirely. I
right,
really wonder what he's gonna do. If he's gonna attack Greenland because in the last panel where he appears, he doesn't seem to be even attacking them.
right.
It's that taking his chance and all.
I mean, I don't think public safety wants to kill a bunch of kids, right? Probably don't want to do that, but I mean, they already have in other places. So, yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
think. Public safety have broken our models already. They have a camera on a bathroom where two kids live.
Right.
You know, that's literally illegal. Like, very
Yeah.
illegal. Actually, federally illegal.
Well, I don't know how much. I don't know if there's a Geneva Accord in the CSM world. I kind of doubt it. Um, of course, you know what I'm gonna say. Yoru's back. We leave off on Yoru. We're picking up on Yoru, and I think we might. We're gonna find out what is going on with Asa on the first page. Is Asa there? Did she pass out from shock as like a part of consciousness because of the arm being gone?
I mean,
We could be in
like, well,
we could be in all Yoru territory. In the aquarium, we had all Asa, right? This could be Yoru
Oh,
arc. You see what I'm saying? Asa's passed out from the blood
you
loss,
know,
the shock, and the pain. Yoru's got full
you
weight,
know,
baby. This is Yoru time. This is Yoru hours. Let's go.
like I don't personally like the Jujutsu Kaisen comparison, but like if it is that way, and then we have as a looking at what Yoru has done, if it makes sense.
Right.
That's literally like the Shibuya incident, you know?
Yeah. She wouldn't like it. Regardless,
Mhm.
we're coming around on hour 15 here, so we're gonna wrap it up there. What's happening? Honestly, it doesn't sound like any of us have any fucking clue what's gonna happen, which is true, but we will see what we open with next time, chapter 149, and we will discuss that on the next episode of the Public Safety Special Broadcast. Thank you, everyone who listened. Thank you, my two guests who stopped by. A wonderful discussion of this wonderful chapter. Um, like, subscribe, comment,
Thank you too.
dislike, and leave your hater comments. We'll read them and delete them. See you on the next episode.